Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi there.
Hi there. How are you?
I am amazed that I was able to get into Zoom right away
Oh, good. Why do you say that? Why do you say it
Be-
that way?
because I always have problems.
Oh, is it because I don't have the link up or
No,
oh,
for some reason, when I try to follow the link, it takes me to no land, and I have to log in through the browser.
oh, it sends you to the carnival.
Quiet says my Zoom was acting funky tonight using the web version and switched to the browser version. Oh,
Oh,
okay. Well, me too, but it happens to me every week, so I don't know. Oh, but we do have a crowd showing up already. So
oh,
we're
good.
Bob's here and Quiet and John and Vivienne. So it's people are starting to get here. I'm
I
gonna
like it.
let you.
Who's got the stones on their name tag in the Trading Made Simple Discord? That's awesome.
Um,
Um,
uh,
want to just say
I'm gonna let you go to and say add everyone because that kicked me out last week. I don't know if it'll do
yes,
it
I
again or not.
just I put it in there. I think I've notified everybody, but I just
Oh,
want to say
cool.
hello to Blairin. Nice talking with you today in regards to a whole bunch of different types of trades, including flies. I look forward to looking into those a little bit more. Crystal, Jody. I like Crystal 007. Nice. Jody, MGG 400, and the Stones. Good. Well, today, lots of great questions today. God, I was so busy on DMs and on the phone, and a lot of great questions. I think everyone is really starting to get a handle on, first of all, how difficult it can be to trade in chop. And I think secondly, it's like, well, I know what my trading plan is. And so I'm pretty good about following my own trading plan, but what is our trader that's posting all those crazy gains in our Discord? What in the world kind of rules is he following to be in order to, make those types of trades and gain those types of profits? And so I really wanted to talk about that
Cool.
tonight. What are you thinking? You got anything
Um,
on your mind?
I like that idea. TangleWeb just joined. For those of you who are just joining, in the upper right-hand corner of is a drop-down box, and you can post comments or questions for Sandy. And I'll make a disclosure here that we are not professional advisors, and nor do we ever say we are. And you will never get a direct invite from me or from Sandy saying, boy, we have this great trading service that we can help you with.
I'm so glad you said that. That's a great idea to say that during our trainings because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
becoming ridiculous, isn't it?
it is. It
The
is.
fraud is becoming and the scams are becoming ridiculous, people.
In fact, you know that they're really searching when they clone me. I mean, that.
Right. Now, I'm told we're not supposed to have too much fun in here. By the way,
Yeah.
if you don't think that we're supposed to have a
Oh,
good time while we are learning and trading together, then please get the hell out of our Discord.
oh, let me tell you something that you have to uh,
I have to
keep checking.
address. What?
No, not address at all. Oh, so one of the testimonials was
Mm,
from Quiet yesterday, and listen to this. For
okay.
me, the camaraderie here and the
Mm,
genuineness of the team is a huge benefit. The live sessions with audience interaction and team personalities give me the feeling that I'm hanging out with like-minded people, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh,
Oh, that's very cool.
that is, because that's exactly what we're trying to achieve here. So when I get a complaint that um, we're having too much fun during training sessions, I am blown away. And
Yeah.
so unfortunately, when we have a team atmosphere, some players have to be cut if if they're just not part of the team. So we really are just trying to educate and make it simple. We try to utilize tools that you can get your head around, because the puzzle of trading sometimes can be so difficult and so daunting that it's overwhelming.
You mean
And
like
so,
trading simple?
but trading is not simple, but I try to make it simple.
Exactly. Yeah. If
So.
you follow your plan, it's not so bad.
Right. And I think that's what tonight's lesson is really about, is what is your plan? Because, you know, um, I know that it's eye-catching to, in fact, let me bring that up on the screen so that people's eyes are not glazed over, like, what are you talking about, Sandy? Well, when we talk, I don't know, let me see if I can change screens really quick and see if I can do that. Go here, and then let me go to here. So when we talk about, someone's portfolio, is it difficult to achieve these types of results? And I would say, we, hired a professional trader to post their entries and exits real time. And when you have a trader that has 10 years of experience, they have a funded account from a prop firm, and they are trading like this each and every day for a living. This might be, average to them, but to us, it seems like, wow, this is like incredible. Now, I want to tell you that there's no way in the world that we can get and achieve the same result. Even though the information is lightning fast through Discord, he still has to create the trade first, and then he's got to type it up and send. And even though it's just like a text message, you and I both know that 60 seconds can mean the difference in a trade of his great entry price versus our price. Now, hopefully, we're still catching, right? We're still catching a great move. And that's what we hope to achieve. But as an example, and I know you guys have noticed this, is that when we do our swing trades as an example, he may still be holding on to a trade that's got a 60% or 70% loss. And I'm already cutting it at 50 because I have my rules. I review it at a negative 30% loss. I take a look at the chart, and then I determine, hey, is it still going with what my thesis was? If it's not, then I need to go ahead and cut it at a 30% loss. If I think there's still an opportunity there, I'm going to keep it until it's a 50% loss. There's no doubt in my mind, based on we've had this professional trader now for a month, and we're taking a vote in our Discord if we're keeping them, and it seems like we are right now. By the way, for our members, our subscribers, if you haven't already voted, please, this is a group effort. We are a team here at TMS. These services that I provide, they're for you. They're for us. And so because of that, I want to make sure that everyone's utilizing them and are happy with that.
If it was
So,
just for us, that would only be 3 a day, right?
well, that's what I was giving out. Do you remember, guys?
I know. We were doing 2 or 3 a day, and I thought, okay, this is nice. I can keep up with 2 or 3 a day, but 2 or 3 a minute, I can't handle.
But I think it was Tanglewood that said we need more trades. I'm like, holy moly! Like
Oh,
I think 1 month, man, I was like working. I mean, I was working the phones, I was working the DMs, and I was working the trades. And I think I got 27 in a month. I think that may have been my record. And I was like, wiping the sweat off my brow. Tanglewood says we need more. I'm like, I need to go get help. So now I got you help, and he's spitting them out so fast. I mean, I can't even, keep up. But at least
I don't even try.
I could cover the phone calls now, and I could cover the DMs and the emails. So that's a good thing. But so how do we wrap our head around, right? What his trade plan is, and then how do we fit it into our trade plan so that there's a happy medium there? So the first thing I want to let you know is that, if you're just being introduced to our trader and you haven't experienced this before and you're just jumping in and you want to go live right now, Jay would tell you that's a great idea, but just use one contract. And I would tell you, hey, look, get a feel for it. Get on your sim trade account. And as soon as that trade pops up, and you need to keep it, especially if you're, by the way, we also have an expert futures trader that's doing the same type of results, but specifically geared for futures. You need to be on their channel, right? On your phone, as an example, while you're utilizing your desktop, so that you can make your trades. And so you need to have a plan of action. If you think this is a laissez-faire over here, I mean, it is not. This thing is moving like a freight train. And you can see the amount of trades that are happening, especially those SPX trades, by the way, for our swing people that are in here, our day trader. We have a day trader. And so, by the way, our day and swing trader is the same, and our futures trader is a separate person. So when he does these SPX, you guys know that those are scalping. Like we are in a scalping, phase right here when we're doing the SPX. A lot of the other tickers are intraday trades. And so oftentimes, though, I have to tell you, I get to a certain loss point and I have to cut it. I just don't have abs of steel yet. And as I'm like noticing, right, because this service is new to me as well. I have one of our members right now that's creating a spreadsheet for our swing trades. And the purpose of this is because, I exit trades quicker than he does, I noticed. And because I'm the one who's texting those trades, I want to now identify, should I have better abs of steel, guys? Am I being too conservative? Because I'm a different personality, right? My expertise, my niche is education. Well, if I'm doing education and he's this expert trader right here, you would think that I would just say, well, heck, I'm just going to jump in and do this. The problem is this spreadsheet right here covers his swings and his days. So just as an analytical person, which I think a lot of traders are, I'm just trying to analyze, like, well, should we be taking a more conservative approach to our exits, like what I'm doing when I text them out to you? Or should we try to do some ab exercises and have a gut of steel to take a bigger drawdown than a 30, 50%, and then have these types of results? So what I'm doing is I'm separating the days from the swings. And then I'm still texting out what my swing exits are. And I'm now tracking on a spreadsheet his entries and exits. And at the end of the day, right, I'm going to do this for a month. And at the end of the day, if his are better and his ROI is better, well, I'm not stupid. I'm going to try to work out my abs and get some fortitude, right? I mean, as my mentor Jay once said, what did you say? What's the data? Well,
yeah. Show me the data.
Show me the data, he says. Well, That's what I'm doing for the group, because I want to know. I want to make this too.
When we talked about exercising
Yeah.
and getting healthier. This wasn't what I had in mind.
But that's such an easy metaphor for me, because I
I
know
know.
that, like, when I get a 50% negative, it's like a hit in your belly, right?
Yeah,
It
it
knocks
is.
the wind out of you. I don't even like it. So I could imagine a person that's a newer trader that's like, wow, Sandy, we took a 50% hit on Apple or whatever today. It makes me feel bad just as well. So please don't think, I'm just the girl next door trading. Don't think it doesn't affect me any. Sure, I have a big account. That doesn't matter, though. It's still, I'm a conservative trader and I have things to learn as well. And so I'm now wanting to learn from our trader to say, hey, wait a minute, guys, am I exiting this out too quickly? So I'm letting you guys know that that's what we're doing right now. We're doing a separate spreadsheet. And at the end of the day, we're going to see what my exits are and what his are. And then we're going to go from there. And of course, I'm going to detail that back to you guys. And then we'll make adjustments to the SMS text service that we have. Because I still feel an obligation that I should be texting when I get out, because that's what I did originally before I hired out, right? So that's still, I guess, what I have in my mind. Do you have any comments about that, Jay? I should have asked you that prior.
No, I like that idea, because the reason that when we talk about somebody having a funded account, this means that this person has done this enough that somebody is willing to really put money, not an extra $2,000 into his account.
Exactly.
Account.
Oh yeah, we're
And
talking.
they have a track record, and
that's right.
Where we might be doing 5 or 10 contracts. I mean, he could do 100.
Right.
And he says, I'm skimming here. He could be cutting off 20 contracts, and and still keep some on there and have a load of money.
Sure. So when he says trim, 4 out of 5, please don't think it's 4 out of 5 contracts. It could be 4 out of 5 lots, and lots, right, are much more.
Yeah, so, lots are lots.
Yeah, lots are lots. Right, exactly.
Yeah. So, quick question. I know we've got a lot of people in the live trading channel. Awesome. Where do you want them to make an inbox or a note?
Oh,
how do they ask questions?
In our Discord, you're just going to go right where it says live trading and training. And if you hover, you'll see like a little open chat icon. And so they can type there, and I can see those questions as well.
All right. You see that? So you want me to? Okay. All right. Well, then I'm not going to read those to you.
Yes, and like Sandollar, he makes a good point. It all depends on how aggressive your entry was in entry. Absolutely, very individual cases, right? It's better to move up as your comfort level. Exactly. Build your confidence first. Those QQQ trades were moving fast today. I didn't get filled on 2 orders. Yeah. He's like, I'm sure he's got the 6 screens and the stuff we joke about, or that I've joked about in my videos as a trader. Some people are surprised. I'm still in my kitchen counter. I'm on a laptop trading. I have 2 screens though now. I've upgraded to 2 screens, but that's it. So I'm just an average trader.
Some of these traders, I've been in a Discord where some of these traders use milliseconds. I mean, and they have hotkeys and they're in and out faster than I can even input an order.
Oh, interesting.
So it's, we can't duplicate everything he does, but you can pick and choose.
No, we can only, and again, and I think that's what this conversation is about, because everybody today was talking in the channels about their experiences, Like as an example, one of the questions, let me see, where is my screen on? Oh my God, is my screen on everybody's like,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well, we get to see all these.
I know. I'm still, after we're almost 1 year on Discord and I'm still not tech savvy enough. I got to tell you, I'm still working on it, guys. Still working. So I think that when we talk about, okay, let's talk about our plan. Let's talk about his plan, and then let's talk about our plan and see how we can actually merge the two together to make it comfortable. Okay.
Oh, one quick question here.
Sure.
Since he has a funded account,
Mhm.
that means that he doesn't get to keep all the money he makes. So
Right.
that's another reason why he's doing a lot of things that
Mhm.
we are not. And because when we make a dollar, except for Uncle Sam, we get to keep that dollar. And
Right.
when he's got
to share it.
he's got to share it, and he's got to keep winning in order to keep the money.
That is correct. That is correct. So, I really think it's a unique opportunity for us as a group, as a team, to learn from this experience, and if we like it, right? If we're like somebody said today, he's actually changing my portfolio like 3 times plus.
Huh.
And I got a
Wow.
hold of that trader on a DM, and I said, really? Like, is that for real? And he's following them. And he said, yes. Like, he's like, don't get rid of these guys. I'm like, okay, well, geez, apparently I need to get my abs of steel because I want to get better too. Like, just because I know how to trade doesn't mean that, you have to have so many different qualities to be able to trade like that. And I respect that, and I'm paying for it, by the way. So when he posts those gains, I'm like, whoa, we need to get better, and we'll get better as a group, and maybe we can achieve just a portion of that would be awesome. So you guys, before, by the way, for those of you that don't know, I was doing all the trades before they came in just a month ago. We have a public Excel spreadsheet. And somebody, I don't know if they were stroking my ego, but saw it yesterday and said, that spreadsheet was awesome. I'm like, really? I kind of felt like I had a terrible October, November. I was like all like self-conscious about it. And they're like, no, that was really good. You're still making 3 times what you're investing. And I'm like, yeah, that's not bad. I mean, you're making $1,000 a month if you're just buying one contract. So for those of you that don't know, my trades are listed in what is that channel we have? It's called Alert Profit. There's an Excel spreadsheet of all the trades as we've been in our Discord making as a group for the text service when we started the text service as well. So, we're not in a negative, we're in a positive. We're doing good. But and so clearly I want to see what these guys got to offer. Let's pump that baby up and let's go from there. I'm curious. I just really want to. That'd be awesome. Anyway, just trying to the purpose is to try to get the best services here. Clearly I need help. So the best services here, and then we could teach you those strategies that we are working on, so that you can basically trade in any type of marketplace. So sometimes it's great to do calls and puts. You just have to have, a bigger cushion so that you can withstand some of those some of those negatives. Try to get the best services here. Clearly, I need help. So Jay, are you? You can't do both here, and then we could teach you those strategies that we are working on, so that you can basically trade in any type of marketplace.
That's not me.
Really? It's great to do calls and puts. You just have to have, a big cushion so that you can withstand some of those some of those negatives. Try to get the best services here. Really, I need help. So Jay, are you? You can't do both. We can teach those strategies. Not me, Jay. So are you on, anybody on YouTube right now? You need to actually pause your YouTube if you're doing both. So that's the thing about YouTube is there, by the way, that's a great question, or that's something that,
I think it's fixed now.
okay. That's a
Yeah.
great, I was, we have that expert expo trader that's doing futures, and I was trying to get him to do live trading for us. And so the way that we were going to do that was to do with YouTube. And as you could see, guys, there's like a 15-20 second delay there. And the whole purpose of getting him to do live was so that you could do those entries, because those are scalps. So you got to go really, really fast. So we practiced that for a day, and we immediately figured out, oh, you know what? You actually, that's not going to help us. So if you guys have ideas, I always research them, investigate them, and try to make them happen. So, keep throwing them out, and I'll just keep working through them, and, we'll get this to be the best that it could be. All right. So, so let's get over to the trade plan. Let's stop. Let's get over to the trade plan that he's got. We'll go over each one of his items.
Is this recorded?
Yes, it is.
Because we do have some people now in the UK and Hong Kong.
Wow,
that,
awesome.
That want to make sure, and like right now it's in the middle of the night in the UK.
Yeah, no, I promise it's recorded. It'll be up in our thing and on YouTube. Everything's cool. So let me change the channel, because I keep do I keep putting this back on the wrong channel? Is that what I keep doing?
Well, I don't see anything except an Apple screen.
Okay, so let me look over the rules. Let's go over them. Let's look at the chart. Let's determine like how we're going to do this. So as you can see, we just have our indicators up. And why is this important to us? Well, one of the things is I don't want you to trade blindly, right? So our trader actually uses what is commonly known as the strat, but he doesn't use it in the form that we know it. So he's not counting candles. He actually is just looking at price action and candles. So he can identify a pattern of the candle and then determine, like a prediction, if now we are going to reverse. As you would see, these basing candles right here would identify a reversal on a 1 hour, and then take the direction of that candle. So what I want you to do now is I want you to actually act like a trader and not a follower. I want you to think to yourself, what are the indicators that you are using on your chart to trade? So that would be number one. Because I often, when I'm cutting my trades at the 30 or the 50, or, I have to tell you it, I'm gonna lay it down on the line. On Friday, I cut Netflix because it wasn't performing. It was basing. And I was so bummed because I think that ended up being like a 300 or 400% performer. So if you're wanting to follow just the profits trades and not follow my conservative action, well, just look at his channel then. You're not going to be following the TMS swing alerts, because that thing went crazy and you guys made a lot of money on that. And I feel terrible about it. But when I was looking at the chart, it just didn't meet my criteria, and I cut it early because I didn't want to take the weekend to stay with that. And it ended up being a very profitable trade. He's got a lot of skills. So if you can hold it and bear it, right? That's really what I'm almost thinking as I'm analyzing it as an analytical person. But we're going to see if I can keep practicing as well. I need to practice as well as a trader to be able to build up that muscle, that skill of trusting that type of confidence. So I want you to take a look at your chart. I want you to take a look at your indicators, and I want you to identify, what is he seeing? Now, remember, just because he's using a different type of trading strategy doesn't mean that just throws out everything that you've learned up until this point. It does not mean that whatsoever. And that a lot of strategies, it's all about price action. We actually have a new person that we've just, we have actually, gosh, we've welcomed a lot of new people on TMS, but we have a chartist now, and his charts are so clear and simple. And it's actually the way that I look at charts. I'm a trend line, I like looking at trend lines. It's a very quick indicator versus all the other lagging indicators. So if you draw any type of trend line, or you have indicators like I've shared with you free online that is drawing an indicator, when price breaks that indicator, that is real time. It's not lagging. That's price action. So I want to make clear to you the definition of price action as people explain it to you. Price action, is looking at the candles and identifying a pattern. It's using your indicators, if that's going to help you as a new trader, or, whatever works for you. So I want you to, as soon as the alert comes out, I want you to take a look at your chart, and I want you to see what you identify with. Now, the second thing that he has, let's look at that. Let's look at what he actually is looking at. Let me get over to that channel really quick. Oh, let me do it on my phone so I don't mess anything up. Actually, sorry for the delay.
Sorry, I was on mute. Well, all we see is your Apple chart.
Oh, good. Well, that's better than what I'm just trying to look up on my phone, his list of his trade plans so that we could go through it. Thank you. Sorry for the delay, guys. Okay. Entry prices. This says typically held for a few. Okay, this is his day trade plan. So let's get to it. Day trade plan, typically held for a few hours, and primarily single long calls and puts. And you'll notice that he actually does buy the cheaper contracts, which, by the way, I'm not used to. I'm typically used to buying the at the money, which is easy for me to identify. You get into a trade really quick and you're just going right to the trade tab, and then you're identifying your trade as an example, and you're going right to the money, which is the dark area, right where price is close to, and then you get into it. Well, he's actually doing the same, but I've noticed he doesn't address this in his trade plan, but he says, now that I've been following his trades, I can see that he's looking at where the target's going. So I'm letting you know this right now. What he's doing is he's looking to where the target is going. And so if this is our support as we look at a chart, that would mean that price on an intraday level is looking to go to 124. So he would go to his trade tab as an example, okay? And then he would take the 124 put, and you could see how much cheaper a 124 put is versus the 130. So that is one thing that I just wanted to identify as I've been watching his trading. He says that entry prices are the highest I have or would personally pay for, meaning I am entering below this down to the listed stop price. So when he sends out his, hey, I'm entering at this price, that's about the highest that he would pay for it. Now, I talked to a trader today that actually said that as he was, because the trade was going against him, as the trade is going against him, he's averaging down. So as an example, if he bought a call here and the trade was going down, he would be buying more. He's buying more calls and more calls. And what happened was this trader ended up like maybe on the third lot here saying, well, this is what I did is I bought on his third, entry of, hey, I'm buying more. Okay. So now we're getting into dollar cost averaging. That's what that's called when you are in a trade and it's going against you. I want you to think for just a minute that you're trading right now. And on this candle, you thought there was going to be a reversal, and it doesn't reverse. And instead it's going down. Let me get on a 1 minute, like we were doing something. Oh, okay.
I don't think, oh, there you are.
So if he all of a sudden right here, as an example, bought on a 1 minute chart, he's saying, hey, this is going to go up. And then all of a sudden it goes up just a little bit and then it starts to go down. What he's actually doing for dollar cost averaging is he recognizes, he still believes, he still has confidence that this is going up. So what he's doing is when he says, oh, I'm buying more, that's because he bought it at a high price. Let's just say, for example, here, and the candle went down, he still believes that it's going to go up. So he's buying more contracts here. And so the contracts here and the contracts here, if you add them up together and then you divide by the number of contracts you have, then you get your average price of your contract. Okay. So that's what dollar cost averaging is. I personally do not like this method of trading. I do not like to do dollar cost averaging in this manner. And there are different manners that you could use. What I like to do is, like, let's say for an example, he thinks it's going up, he buys, and then it goes down, he's buying more. He thinks it's going up, oh, it's going down, he's buying more, and he keeps doing this. Well, I feel like I have too much money in this position. So what I do is I wait. And you can do this because it is a strategy, is I go, oh, shoot, I bought it at the wrong time. And it's not going up, and it's not going up, and I'm waiting. And what am I waiting for? I'm waiting till it actually starts to go up. And as soon as I can see that it's starting to go up, now I'm buying more contracts. And it's starting to go up and I buy more contracts. And then what that does is then now my dollar cost averaging is working out. So clearly my abs of steel, no steel here, but he definitely has abs of steel as it's going down to do the dollar cost averaging. Now, what are the risks here? The risks are that this doesn't recover. It doesn't go up. It continues to go down. And then now you have a really large position, which you were trying to make up. Basically, you're just trying to make up your losses from the beginning with those other contracts when it turns. That's why I just choose to wait. And as it's going up, I start adding more contracts, because then as it starts to grow, I'm just making more as I add to the position. So that's just something to take in consideration, just to, if you're in the beginning stages or based on your experience, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. And I'm giving you 2 ways to look at dollar cost averaging as you are starting to or continue your trading process. And then he says, number 2, I'm a spread trader. So I am able to hold through longer drawdowns, knowing that if a trade goes entirely against me, I can flip to a credit spread at any time. And so what that means is if he buys a call, let's take, for example, he buys a put. He buys a put and he's expecting, right? He bought plus a put. He buys a put and he's expecting this to go down. And this support holds. As the support is holding, and he goes, uh-oh, I think I got it wrong maybe. What he's going to do is he's going to go to the trade tab, and he already has, as an example, the 126 put, because that's when he bought it. Let's just say for an example, he bought it and at the money. So he has a plus put here. So what he's going to do is, instead of closing this out and just buying a put or buying a put credit spread, he just goes and adds to the trade by selling a put. So what he does is he creates from a single, let's say a 126 right here, 126 put here. He goes to I'm going to just show you visually so you can identify. And so when you pull up a debit spread, which is now a positive thing, right? It's a positive. He turned a negative into a positive. And how do you do that? Well, you just add, he has the, let me go one more. He has the 126 put. There you go. He has already this side of it. So what does he do is he buys the 127. I'm giving you a visual here so you could see it in the flesh. Because this is what you would have done if you would have just said, oh, now I'm going to show you this as if let's just say you're not confident enough to make this trade as he's doing it real time. When he rolls a trade into another trade, what do you do? When people say I'm rolling a trade, please don't let that confuse you. It's no special word. It means that you're closing your original trade and you're turning it into this trade. So regardless of what you might think, he's closing that 126 put, and now he's purchasing basically this vertical. And you could do that as a newer trader. If you don't know how to just, oh, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and turn this into a verticals because that's what he's doing. I'm now going to sell the 127. So you go to your single and you would just sell the 127. You already have a 126. You're selling a 127. What do those two items together mean? At the store, they just mean that they're a vertical. Remember that all of these trades are just individual options that you're putting together and you're creating a different trade. And that's exactly what he's doing. If it confuses you in the beginning, because I totally know where you're at, then what you do is you just close your 126 put, you take your loss, and then you open the new trade, which is now a vertical. See 126, 126, 127, and you open that up for a $72 credit. And this trade now then becomes basically an at the money put credit spread that is a bullish position. So basically you took a losing position, you closed it out, and now you've created a bullish position, the opposite. He's jumping the tracks. You know how I often say you got to be quick and have your tennis shoes on to jump to the other side of the track? Well, that's what he's doing. Whether he does it like this or he turns it into some butterfly or some other neutral spread, like a ratio spread, which is selling two and buying one option. By the way, those are sometimes become negative. They're naked because we don't do those types of trades here. We only do trades that you can do in all sorts of accounts, and we don't do naked trades. So just think about that as you're looking and somewhat sometimes getting confused with his directions. Just always know that whatever the trade is, you could close it and then reopen up a new one.
Can we
go ahead?
Can we just ask for feedback? Guys, do you have any questions or comments on what we're covering here? Because this is something that can be very beneficial, especially if you're a new trader. Instead of just watching it go down, 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 you can immediately jump in and change that into something.
Right. And I guess I think that's like the important lesson here is like, okay, the trade is working against you or the trade is now changing. Let's say you profited. You can clearly turn that trade now into a neutral trade. You could change it to a positive trade. But because someone's changing it, you just need to know that you can close your original trade out, take your profit or take your loss, and then create the new trade. And I guess the point is don't be in shock when the trade's working against you. Jump on the opposite side of the tracks, whether you have the experience and the knowledge to be able to create whatever option strategy you have on the table. You can create another option strategy by adding to it, or close the trade out and then get on the opposite side of the track. And that would mean if you think it's going to go positive now, we thought it was going to break through this support and it doesn't, take your loss, get on the opposite side of the tracks, get over to your trade and either buy a call debit spread, a put debit spread, however you want to do it. But you need to get on the opposite side of the tracks to be able to make up your loss or create more gain.
All right, I have a couple of comments or questions. Marina says this is the first time that she's been on. I would appreciate if you could explain what trade you're analyzing from the profit swing or the profit day. And I don't think you were talking about a specific one here.
No, I wasn't. No, only because he does that quite often. And so I want to
Yeah.
just make, and by the way, that was number 2 on his list. Let me look at that. His list, his trade plan. So we're going through his trade plan and then I'm giving you.
Where is that? Because that, can we see that?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just change windows. Where is his trade plan? If you go into the profit stage, I think it's a pin message. So number 2, I am a spread trader. Can you guys see that? Ooh, let me get everybody else. What's that?
Not yet. We can't see it.
Let me do that real quick. Pin message. You guys see the pin message down?
Not yet. All we see is the Apple chart.
Oh, sorry about that, guys. There you go. Thank you so much, Jay.
There we are. Yeah.
Okay, so as we see this, so we talked about his entry price. We talked about him being a spread trader. That's what this was about. That's what this lesson that I just did was about, is how you turn. He's basically saying I'm a spread trader, so I'm able to hold through a longer drawdowns, knowing that if the trade goes against me, I can flip to a credit spread at any time. So what he likes to do is he likes to switch it to a credit spread. And I'm just saying that you can do that too, but just know that when he says I can flip it, he can flip it by either adding another option to create that credit spread, or if you're a beginner and don't know how to do that visually in your mind, then what you could do is close out your trade and create the credit spread. That's all I'm saying, just to make it simple, okay? When someone says they can flip or roll, you need to know, and you can call TDA to confirm. Even though there's actually a button on TDA to do that, it really is closing your original trade and creating a new one. So no, no smoke and mirrors on that one. Just need to know that.
Okay.
And then what was the other question? Was there another one?
Yeah, that answered it, because she's talking about profit swing or profit day. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then stop prices. So this is a good one because, as an analytical person, I know that I'm often literal. So I take things very literally when I hear it and when I read it. And so let's think about this one for a minute. Stop prices are not resting orders. They are an estimation contract value if the underlying trade to a certain price by a certain time and invalidates my trade logic. So this is subjective. This is subjective on his experience of trading. He's looking at the trade. He gives you a stop loss on his trade. Today, as an example, AMD his stop loss was 45 cents for the contract. It got down to 37. For those of us who are literal, we got stopped out at, the 45. It went down to 37 and then rose to the occasion, of course, and he made profit. We don't have the Absa deal.
And that's why we called him profit day trader, right?
And that's why we pay him, right? That's why those other institutions pay him money so that he could trade for them, right? Okay, right. People. So, laying it on the table here. And so here we go. So, do you want, clearly I'm going to be doing this as well. I often promote simulated trading. This is a great opportunity. If you're in our Discord and been here a while, you're not going anywhere. If you simulate your trading for 2 weeks and get really good, you're going to start to get the feel. You're going to look at your chart. You're going to study. You're not going to be nervous about, getting in and making profit or getting in and possibly losing money. You're actually going to be learning the mechanics of getting in when he says to get in. Look at your chart. Identify the indicators that appeal to you. Start to mechanically do this so that you then build your confidence level to go, guess what? I think I'm ready to do some capital in here. Only because if I went to any of you guys and said, hey, I think I could kind of wing this, are you going to give me your money? I hope the answer is no to this question. But you're saying it's okay to give yourself the money because you're going to wing it. And I'm saying, please don't do this. That's why we have a trade plan. By the way, a trade plan is a business plan for all. And I know a lot of our group here, we're not college kids. We have very professional, educated people in our Discord. And I want you to start thinking about trading as a business. And if you're thinking about, possibly doing this full time or making a secondary income to help your own lifestyle, then this is a business. And so a trade plan is a business plan. We need one of those to go get a loan or to do anything in our professional lives. So that's where this comes into play.
That's a good point, Sandy. All of us at one time or another have said, oh, I would never put my money in a mutual fund because, but a mutual fund, they have teams of people who just pour over what stocks to add and not.
That's true. Very true. Oh my God.
Say, oh, no, I want to do a mutual fund, and they'll go out and just, they hear something on the news and they immediately buy something.
Right.
And there is no way that a mutual fund would do that.
Right.
And so if we paid half the time of being a better professional at what we do to make a trade, we would not blow up an account like I have at one time or another.
Me too. Mm-hmm. So, we're not gambling. We're not having cocktails. No seeing shows here tonight. So this is not, if this is what you really want to do for a long time, then you need to be able to withstand. You need to have your capital. And so I'm saying, please, is it going to kill you to practice and these professional, sports people, broadcast, everybody in our industry. Do you know how many times we practice to get good at our trade? Please do this as well to get good at what you're doing.
Tiger Woods has a coach. Do you know that?
Yes, I used to go practice all sorts of stuff for many hours a day to get good and proficient at what I was doing for a living. So this is not like anything else. This is just like any of those professions, people. It doesn't change. So now he says,
Jay Lutz has a question.
Sure.
I don't know if you want to answer this later. I noticed that when you did a screenshot of a chart and shared it, they were using 30 ticks.
That's
that must be Wall Street, right?
Oh no, he uses 4 hour charts.
Okay.
Jay Lutz, was that me? Where was that at? Was that a 30 ticks is typically you are scalping.
Yeah, that was
30 ticks is typically scalping when the candle's barely moving.
Somebody's typing now. So
no worries. So let me just get to this and then we'll go to that question in a minute because we only have about 2 minutes left. I can't believe how quick it went.
JL says, that's John, says he has a 30-second chart in his Discord.
Okay. So he's actually, that was a scalp then. If he's posting a 30-second chart, just know that was a scalp trade or intraday trade that he's watching on a 30-second chart. And you know why, John? That's because the candles are moving so slow today, right? My eyes were bleeding. It's like, give me a break already. When it's choppy like that, that's when you're using a 30-second chart. So, or the candles are just not moving. There's just no price movement. And because he is he's a candle watcher. When I trade and scalp, I'm using the RSI because the candle's not moving. I can't read it. If I can't read it, then I have to use something else. And what am I using? I'm using a number on the RSI to help me identify if price is going up or down. It's still price action, people. And I think, people get that confused with some smoke and mirror thing. Price action is either looking at the price and seeing if it's going up or down. looking at an indicator to see if price is going up and down, or a candle. So don't get it confused to something special. It really is not. Okay. Stop prices are not resting orders. Okay. So he's telling you, like, and he actually says in here, it's certain invalid. Okay. So he's looking at the chart and identifying if he wants to exit this or not. And so he may give you an estimated price. For those of us that are in our Discord, guys, if you get a stop order now, you are going to know that that is an estimated stop price that he's looking at. Doesn't mean that he's actually getting out. If you have your risk level, though, and you don't have abs of steel, then obey your risk plan. Unless you're practicing, follow his plan and see if that works out better for you for a couple of weeks. Wouldn't that give you confidence then to get into a trade and go, profit staying, I'm gonna let the 45-cent stop target go by, because he didn't give a close order, right? He didn't give a close order, and he typically does give a close order. Okay.
Okay, Marina wants to know what type of duration chart that Profit is trading on.
Well, John Lutz just said that he saw a 30.
It was 30 seconds today. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it changes, Marina.
It changes. He typically, I for a fact know that he typically uses a 5 and a 1 for his intraday trading, just like we do, guys, in the group. But today, or, it's been a little choppy. You could barely see what the candle's doing. He's using a 30 tick chart or 30-second chart on TradingView to be able to see movement in a candle, because that's his frame of study. We're all different. It's subjective. So let's see here. They are estimated conditions value. Okay. I won't typically use stops. Look what he says here, guys. Notes. I won't typically use stops until a profit target hits. So that means he's willing, unless he changes the thesis of his analysis of the trade, he's actually staying in that until he actually hits a profit target. Okay, so for us literal engineers in the group, so now you know, if he states, hey, that's a decent stop loss, just know that it's an estimation. And then I open small positions at first and allow myself room to average in. Why? Well, so that when this thing goes down to 45, which was his stop loss, right? And remember, it went all the way down to 37 before it turned around and then raced back up. So he's going to be buying at 45. He's going to be buying at 35. And then when it turns back up, he's made the profit on that one losing contract, or that one losing a lot, which is 10 contracts at a time.
Yeah. So he's actually, as they say, he keeps loading the boat the lower it goes.
There you go. Yes, dollar cost averaging. What you see in my personal trade log, you will never replicate. Oh, please, let me repeat that. What you see in my personal trade log, you will never replicate another trader's results, so don't even try. You should, on the other hand, use this information for your own trade ideas. So here we go into, if you did this for 2 weeks every day religiously with us on a simulated account, you don't think you're going to get better at trying to emulate or looking at your chart, identifying certain things that he's looking at when you enter and exit? Please simulate, practice what you're doing. I wish we were at a club having cocktails and, this was entertainment, but trading is not entertainment. There's, you get violated. There's no free room, no cocktail, no free show, no buffet dinner.
Because you
got violated in 5 minutes and off you go, right? And you don't want to tell your significant other about it, because then they're going to give you a schmack. So don't do it. I want you to get good at what you guys are doing.
Okay, we've got about 4 minutes left.
Okay.
Time flies. And we still have to have a drawing.
Oh, shoot. Jay, get to that. And then I will answer questions last for the people who want to stay over. I'll look at all the questions. So that we have a drawing.
We have the questions. We're current on that.
Oh, good, good, good. I just
yeah.
need to check YouTube. I'm going to check
Yeah.
YouTube, but
Yeah, YouTube I don't have. If you want to
okay,
check
I'll
that,
do that for you YouTubers. Stay there. I'll be right there, but let's do the drawing.
All right. And the winner is Oil Hunter. I don't know who that is. And Oil Hunter is not on tonight.
What was his testimonial? I don't even remember.
Oh, let me go back and find it. It was basically he just or she just responded to somebody else's.
Oh no, that's not fair. Redo it.
That's
No, you
not
have to
okay.
a response in
A
there. No,
real
you actually have to
that,
write
yeah.
something out.
Okay.
Sorry, Oil
All right.
Hunter.
Oh,
Bring
well,
up your
Oil Hunter,
complaint with me.
yeah.
No.
All right, let's see here. Let me find one.
Threw one out. No.
Yes.
Come on, Jay.
J Equity, JEQUITY.
Huh. What did he say? I don't remember that one.
Let me go find it.
What are you looking for? What are you looking at inside there?
I'm looking at testimonials.
Okay.
I
don't remember that one. J
Equity. I just saw that earlier today.
Really? I don't remember seeing that. And it's only for December.
Yeah. J Equity said, I joined the Discord this week and took a break from the others. While tuning out the noise, I made several successful Apple trades ending the week green.
That's right. J Equity is brand new onto our Discord, and a nice little a little reply saying that you know what we're trying to do here, really, because I know, by the way, I know, guys, that you probably have 10 or 20 Discords. So you know what I'm trying to do is just get the best services in one spot, so you can quit having analysis paralysis and looking all over the place for good stuff. The good stuff's here. So that's what we're trying to do. And that's a great, actually, it's a great compliment to what I'm trying to do here. Him saying that he tuned out the noise. And so that's awesome. And he made some money. All right, guys, I'm going to go to Jay. Thank you so much for your help tonight. I really do appreciate it.
You're welcome. Oh, and guys, if you have family, friends, neighbors, and coworkers that are interested in trading, remember that our prices go up next week. And so this is the last week that they can join at current grandfather and grandmother prices. So that's it for the commercial.
All right. And then Greg over on YouTube says, you know, do you have to close the 126p or can you just add the 127p? And I think that's what I was trying to explain is, as an advanced trader, you could just add it because in your mind, you can already envision it. But as a new trader, if you cannot envision that transition to a new trade by adding another option, just close out your option, buy the vertical spread, buy the credit spread, excuse me, and then you have your new trade. So I think I'm trying to just appeal to both. If you're advanced and you can visualize it, go ahead and sell that 127 put, as I made as an example with Apple. If you cannot envision it at this time because you're new, no worries. Close out your 126, take your loss or your gain, and then go ahead and create that credit spread of the 126, 127, and you've done the exact same thing without skipping a beat. You just got to do it, right? And so that's why we are here. So great question. And then if there's no other questions, I guess we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, guys, look for you in the chat room tomorrow.
All right. Guys, have a great night. Bye-bye now.
Good night.